Yeah, so I felt it was worth sharing this story, though it may be a bit touchy, but I felt like sharing it, that with holding on grudges on people who don't even care. Because for me, I realized that I've been holding on grudges that are not worth it. Because personally, I never used to keep grudges. That when you annoy me, I overreact. Then from overreacting, that is when I overreact, then I let it go. But later I discovered it today as I was watching some TikTok video, that once you're annoyed, there is that crying therapy. I think you have, or anyone has been so keen to those people who are into mental health, those people who are in those relieving those tremors, those stress. So for them, there was a woman who gave like a confession that she's 32 years, but for the last 22 years she has never dropped any single tear, which is a bit unusual, because for us, within 1 week you can even cry, within 1 month you can cry. For the ladies, that is more often, but for the men, it's rare, but it's also possible. So she has been holding on a lot of those hatred, which turned into traumas. So I saw that there is need that as you're doing what you're doing, there are what we call ups and downs. And in those ups and downs, you can at least see and discover that you're burning out. Because as you're heading in the work environment, there are stressing factors. And those stressing factors, they are everywhere in every working organization. So as you're doing what you're doing, you also put into consideration that at one point you'll burn out. At one point you'll have that anger, you'll have that thing that you need to let out. So I saw it and I reflected it on my life, because every time I see a video on TikTok, I'm like, what am I learning from that video? Not just scrolling, then scroll, because at the end of the day, you can see that you can watch over 100 TikTok videos within just a day, and you just watch unconsciously. But for me, I watch, then I can even go back and I see what is this part, what is the message. They can even go back and I see and I check on the profile what message is being conveyed, or what perception. So after reflecting on that, I saw that there is need to let go of some things and be like, this is now history. I'm now in the present and I'm looking at the future. So there was someone who had annoyed me, and I felt that it's beyond, because if it's like a secret and it's in between us, I feel that there is need for me to, if I had shared it with you and it's a secret, you keep it, don't expose it. And if you exposed it, come and say sorry. Don't just come and we start from where we continued, yet you have done something bad, because every bad decision deserves punishment. So an apology would be like a punishment that you will never do that, not you coming and starting from where you had stopped. So for me, that was the annoying part, because once I'm annoyed, I'll expect you that you apologize, then I'll forgive you. So for me, I give you that time to do a self-reflection and realize that what I've done is wrong. Then come, you apologize, I forgive you, then we continue. So I held that grudge because I felt it was a bit harder and it was a bit bad, because that was a secret, and that was not even a secret, it was just in a form of blackmail. Because for me personally, I used to be that shy guy in primary. Then I couldn't even speak, even my English could be a bit lagging. But after I realized that it's not the perfect English that people look at, it's not what you're doing that makes you stand out, it's the effort and the hard work that people would see you. Because I'm not the best in what I do or in what I'm trying to do, but I'm also trying. So that trying at least has helped me to get recognized. So then someone was downplaying all my effort, that I'm using this as a way to promote myself. Because for me, I know I come from a very humble background, but I chose not to remain with that humble background. I want to see some change, and the changes can be you speaking out when you're seeing there is an injustice, instead of keeping quiet. Because the more you keep quiet, anything bad, or you're reinforcing a bad behavior, someone has done something wrong, instead of you speaking out because you know what is right, you can differentiate between what's right and then what's wrong, but you decide to keep quiet. So if I decide that let me speak out, and I know I have facts and figures, let me speak if I'm speaking the truth, because you decided to keep quiet. So that was the entire secret and my motivation to join the various leadership positions I've held. So far I've held so many, around 15 for the past 15 years. Though others, they're just voluntary, such as influencing, offering publicity services. So those ones, I just use them as platform to elevate what I'm trying to portray. Of course, there are some challenges, but of course, once you put in some effort, you can be an inspiration to somebody. Everything you say, because the power of the tongue goes beyond. So as you're doing what you're doing, you also remember that everything you say or you decide not to say, there is that innocent soul that would get inspired from this person, or from you, even if you decide to speak up. So for me, I decided to speak up. So when I had this person trying to blackmail me, I felt so bad, because I'm trying to be the voice to the voiceless. I'm trying to be the change maker, to have a difference in society. So that's how we had that wrong, and I felt it wasn't really a good thing. So I know, even if there is someone there who is watching this video right now, I know you also, once you have seen such kind of people who are trying hard to bring other people down so that they may shine, but at the end of the day, they may be in the spotlight, but they can't deliver what was making them to make a lot of noise, to say what they used to say. So in my understanding and in my perception, I prefer that if you can't do what another person is doing, then don't downplay their efforts. So for me, after watching that video of those people crying therapy, I saw that people are holding a lot of negativity, a lot of wrangles, a lot of bad things in, because of those past experiences, instead of letting them go. So that's why I decided, because for me, I don't usually block people, Because once you do something to me, of course, as I told you, I'll overreact and I'll tell you what you have done is wrong. Point blank. I won't hide. Then from there, it is you to make a self-reflection. What I've done is very wrong. Let me apologize, so that if you want the relationship to continue. But if you don't want, we can part ways. Then we see how the future unfolds. So I left it at that, and I said, I think it will be better I ignore this person, then I live on my life. A good life, then everything is okay. So after this person realizing, because I never blocked him, yeah, he's a gentleman. Then there is also a lady, was also like an alibi. So I looked at those two people and I said, what are you fighting for? If it's a leadership position, I can give it to you, because leadership is all about building influence, inspiring people, building teams to perform. So if I've tried and I've managed to achieve what I have achieved within a short period of time, if I give you the position I'm having, you can also be somebody. You can also shine. You can also be somebody in general. So then I was like, why are you doing this to me? Because the lady was a very close friend, I could say. So close that all my secrets were with her. So the lesson would be, don't trust, don't give people your secrets. A person can change at any time. So that was the lesson. Because at every experience, you realize that you're learning from every problem that you're facing. That's what we call the consequences. They're either positive or negative, but you're learning something that you can never do a mistake. Yeah, so I saw it and I felt so bad, because I tried to call and I was like, if it's the position, can I give it to you? Because there are things that are very hard, and leadership is hard. One of the hardest thing, because you need to influence people, which is a bit harder compared to these other things. Yeah, so as I was still narrating to you the story, that after realizing, because for me I'm a person who doesn't block those people who do those funny things against me, so I decided to take a step, and I said, I won't block you. You two people, I can't block you, because if I'm to block you people, I will have that guilt, as if I'm playing defense. So what I decided, no blocking you, view my status, see what I'm posting to the world, because everything I post, it's either educational, it's either entertainment, because entertainment can be a meme, it can be comedy, it can be anything that someone can watch. Whether you're sad, you can smile. If you're annoyed, you will smile. If you're into education, you're going to see another perspective of how things are moving. So for me, I prefer going an extra mile. As I'm watching a YouTube video and I see that there is some sense, I will put it on my status, so that as there is a person who is doing a mistake, we'll watch it and we'll avoid that mistake. So that's my version and how I perceive things, that you can be a positive influence to someone by doing something positive. Yeah, so after like 10 minutes, because I saw the person struggling, because for me, I see people and then I'm like, wow, after doing this to me, then you're there struggling, and I'm the one with the hope. Because if it's publicity, I've explored the heights. so I can help you to, if you want to influence people. I'm a very good influencer. So I saw him struggling today and I felt bad. Bad for him, not bad for myself, because I felt bad at first, but I said, people are like that. So later, when I saw him suffering today, he almost approached me, but he got shy. That's when I say that, yeah, now I think now he has learned his lesson. So he's running a certain project, so he needed support, that's publicity. So I helped him and share his content then, so that his project can become successful. Because I realized that when someone does something bad to you, it's how you react that will make them change their mind and understand and reflect on the wrong thing that they did. Because good has to be paid with good. If I'm a person of a good heart and I've been doing things to bring positivity, why would someone who does something negative influence my behavior, my good behavior? So that's the challenge I left for him, and I know he's reflecting on that. Even the lady, because there are two, the gentleman and the lady who was the alibi, as I was telling you, that you have done this, but for me I want to clear my peace of mind, because I will not be I cannot have such in my life, and I'm holding on to such grudges, because grudges are not taking you anywhere. So what I decided to do is to do the vice versa, to do the positive part of the equation, and I have succeeded, not because I need to throw other people down, but by elevating other people, you also grow step by step, then the ladder continues just like that. Yeah, so I know I've shared a lot, but I know as we are doing what we are doing, we should always remember that what you're doing has an effect, can either be positive or negative, but you can decide what your actions or where your actions are leading you. That you're doing what you're doing at this moment, but it can affect your future. Because I remember I even saw a video of some TikToker. He's so famous. He has over 1 million likes, then 1 million followers. Then it's like now a celebrity, because you see on TikTok you can be a celebrity, but in actual life the person may be sleeping hungry, the person may not have made it in life, but on TikTok the social media is, because he's shouting. Because I remember I saw a certain meme about an old man who has a PhD. Yeah, he has 2 million followers, and he has built that social capital on being of influence to the world. Then there is this TikToker youth, it was a young stylish gentleman, but as you're looking at him, he has over 1 billion followers. Then they are like, that's the reality, that there is someone who has the knowledge, he has made it in life, but has a following that is very little, because he's speaking a lot of sense. Then there is this one who is just every time social media, making noise, attacking people, doing all those funny things. Then I was like, wow, because those are not the images that you will see that they will trend. No, it's where someone has done something bad. That's when someone is trending, because she's naked. That's when she's trending, or he. So the TikTok I was telling you about is a very young man, but he did something very, very, very vague and very ashaming, because I can't speak it here. I would also be promoting that bad behavior in society. So after some reflection, he realized that he did something bad, because most of the television shows began to cancel him. They'll be like, what? Is this the person we are associating with? Yet he began apologizing. This was, I did it in the past. That's an old video. Now I'm a reformed person. I no longer abuse people. Then I was like, what? Because what I learned from that video, that guy has reformed, but because of his dark past, that everything he's doing right now can't be equated to what he is now and what he was, because those videos are like 10 years ago, that he was someone who was abusive or someone who was the opposite. Now he's a good person. So as I conclude, I'm of a view that as you're doing what you're doing, you remember that everything that you do now will affect your future. That in each and everything that you're doing, because I remember this video as I started, it was all about the grudge. But later I discovered that those grudges someone may have his or her own tremors, then may want to exert that negativity on you, but it's because of maybe the upbringing that the person might have some challenges and sees you in a certain way because of maybe your looks. You may be like, hey, Panang, that boy looks even shiny. Yet for you, they don't know that you're also struggling. Yeah, so before people do what they're doing, they should also be considerate that people are struggling. People have their tremors, people have their misery, people have each and everything. Because when you're to speak such and you to open up on someone and you tell them, I'm really suffering, that's when someone will get to step in your shoes. But when they see you smart, they don't know what you're going through, and they don't know all your efforts. So all in all, that before you speak out something negative or you say something, you should know that people are suffering, people are having, you can't even wake up and you're not motivated. I have a lecture, but I feel that I can't attend it. And when I'm at the stage of burnout, even if I have a lecture, I'll tell the lecturer I'm not coming, because I know I may go there and I say a word that will ruin the next chapter of my life. So it's better to miss that lecture, to get my mental health in check. Then once I'm ready, then I can go. That can also apply to work. But if you feel that you're not ready, ask for leave or some time off. You get your mental state in check, clear all those emotional issues, they're all challenges. Then you go and you continue with your life, because it's better to be at a fixed stage than being at a struggling, but you're struggling with your mental health, then you're trying to chase, or you're trying to force things to work out, yet for you are not okay. So even your performance will not be okay. So it's better to get your mental health in check, get all those mental bargains in check, then you continue with your life. As I've told you, people go through a lot, and it will be better to be in a community that is conducive, that will support you, instead of being in a community where you're hostile at each other. So as you do what you do, remember what you do today can affect you tomorrow and then your future. So do what you do when you know that there is always a consequence in whatever you're doing.